Have you changed your underwear and put on new clean socks this morning and brushed your teeth for school? You did? Well, let's head out then. It's time to go. Well, can anyone guess who I might be imitating? That's right, I'm your grandmother. Well, today we are discussing the pros and cons of grandparents parenting their grandchildren. Anyone can tell you that parenting is tough and a big challenge. Grandparents have already met that challenge by raising their children, and now they have to raise their grandbabies. There's been a significant increase between 2007 and 2008 of grandchildren living with their grandparents. There was a 9% increase of Caucasian children living with their grandparents and a 2% increase of Black children living with their grandparents. In all, there's about 2.9 million children living with their grandparents, or at least being grandparented by one grandparent. Why are so many grandparents parenting children in the U.S.? Well, due to circumstances when parents aren't able to raise their own children due to maybe drugs and alcohol, maybe the parent has gone to jail or maybe passed away, child abuse or neglect, and definitely teen pregnancy is a big one. Grandparents definitely step up and assume the responsibility of parenting once again. So to start with, our first advantage of grandparenting is experience. With life and living comes wisdom, and grandparents definitely have that. They've seen it all, they've done it all, they've went through relationships, breakups, they know how to handle things, and they definitely, when it comes to children, can look at the child and definitely sense when something is going wrong because they've raised their own children. The second advantage would be the grandparent being more emotionally stable and mature. Grandparents do not typically have to deal with postpartum depression because they've already passed that, or continuous breakup and makeups like we've seen in teen parents nowadays. Grandparents have lived their life and they've seen so much and done so much that they definitely have the experience, one, and they're more emotionally stable and mature, two. And of course, if there are pros to a situation, there has to be cons. So the first one would be physical disabilities due to old age. It seems to be more difficult the second time around because of that old age. They may be dealing with physical disabilities such as like memory loss, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, arthritis, bad backs, bone deterioration, and it's normal. It might even be hard for the grandparent to lift and carry the toddler just because they're not as strong as they used to be when they were younger, and it makes it hard for them to participate in activities such as like going outside and playing on the playground, or even accompanying their grandchildren on field trips, maybe to like the zoo because there's so much walking. So a second disadvantage would be limited finances. Grandparents may be retired, so they may be receiving like a retirement check, and others may get Social Security or disability checks and things like that. But those checks are limited because they can't increase that pay compared to like a job where you work a 9 to 5 and you may do overtime or come in early, work late, and add on extra hours so that you can bring home more money to the household. So that's definitely something to think about because financially it's hard to take care of children. They need school clothes and supplies and shoes and lunches and things of that nature. And that poor grandparents could possibly affect the grandchild's health and education as well. In conclusion, the success of grandparenting depends on the various factors such as physical and mental disabilities, the support that they may get from like a spouse, like a husband that they've been with forever and may still be with forever, financial status and disabilities and things like that. But to sum it all up, grandparents grandparenting children is definitely a more loving option than, the child being placed in foster care or with unknown strangers due to unplanned circumstances as the ones listed earlier, such as drugs and alcohol, abuse, maybe a death, or teen pregnancy. So thanks, and I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. Bye.